new junior cycle is based on the development of 8 key skills. These key skills are fundamental to each and every one of our everyday lives. Building these skills in school prepares students with the tools they need to be able to handle everyday tasks in school, work, and life in general. Albert Einstein famously said, "Everyone is a genius, but if you judge a fish by its ability to climb a tree, it will live its whole life believing that it's stupid." We all know that every student is an individual and that there are many different ways to learn. These different learning styles were not always catered for with traditional teaching and learning methods. A blended approach using technology helps to ensure inclusion for every learner, enabling each student to participate in a way that best suits their learning style. Think about how the classroom has or hasn't changed since the 1960s and each decade since then. The classroom of today is now very different and needs to be in order to prepare our students with the key skills they will need for third-level studies, the workplace and beyond.
The impact of the iPad in the school has been huge. Over the last 7 years, we have completely transformed the way teaching happens in the school. Every student has access to, or they have their own iPad. So that means it's a one-to-one, one student to one device. Using the iPads has really helped every student. We have found that there is higher engagement with students, and we did find that students who had access to an iPad in class and at home actually achieved higher scores than comparable students who had had no access to the iPad in class. So that was very positive.
I personally post all my classes and material to Schoology, which is our online platform. Students, if they're absent, can access this, or if they need just a little bit of extra time to grasp some key concepts, they can also then go back at a later date and have a little look. They tend to be a lot more creative when they have the iPad and use the apps. If there's a student who has a particular need, they can decide how best, I suppose, to produce work back to me, and it enables them then to meet their potential in terms of their learning.
Using the iPad makes us a lot more independent. We're able to research and put it into our own words, which makes it easier for us to learn the topics.
And they also help us research our homework if we're not sure on something. You get to do it yourself more, you get to research it, so it kind of sticks in your head more than just looking at words on a book.
We can instantly gain feedback from maybe a class test that will enable us to plan for our next lesson. We can then adapt our planning and adapt our plans for our next lesson in order to try and make sure that students reach their potential and achieve better next time.
Like any other school in Ireland, Malahide Community School don't have an IT person on site full time, and nor do they need it, because that service is provided by Wriggle to manage those devices. This means that teachers can focus on what's important, which of course is the teaching and learning.
I can't imagine learning without an iPad because it'd just be a lot harder, because I'd have to carry a lot more books to class, which would make my bag a lot heavier. And if I didn't know a question in the class, I couldn't just look it up on my iPad.
And especially if you're using them for choice subjects such as art and woodwork, you'll be able to take pictures on your iPads for your briefs and for the reflections during the CBAs.